Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. Darklords are back in Duel Links, right? Condemned finally came to the game. They must be good, right? That's obviously how this works. Condemned finally came to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and that finally means that Darklords have additional plays. They've basically been in the same state for a really long time, and for some reason, for so long, they've had Ixchel, Contact, and Sanctified all at one, more or less, if not less than that, for the longest time, and there is almost no reason for this. The deck has more or less fallen off out of favor. It doesn't have any of its actual good cards. It's missing its Pop Trap, it's missing the Fusion, and finally, we got the Link Monster that actually does something. So now we can actually utilize the links to go into various different things. Like, for example, you can go Trickstar Night Stage, or Nightshade, normal summon it, link it off for Bloom, bring it back, don't activate the Bloom, it draws your opponent a card. I don't know why they have this text, but it's fine. And then you can link both of those off, because this just requires two Fairy-type monsters into a Condemned. Honestly, you should be playing two of this. But, given the fact that it is in the selection box, the selection box, maybe don't. I spent too long trying to get this one copy. I hate it here. Moving on. Let's quickly do the card by card and the analysis. Now, I saw a deck utilizing Switcheroo to utilize more of the actual good cards, like, you know, Crackdown and Compulse and stuff like that. And I said, no, Draw Sense Spell Trap is almost a necessary requirement to play this deck. So instead, we're playing 5 spells and traps, DD Crow, and Hoping and Praying. So here's the list. We're playing 2 DD Crow because it's technically interaction. It's not great, but, you know, it's interaction on the opponent's turn that you can utilize against some decks occasionally. In theory, it works. We're also playing 1 Desire, 1 Ixchel, 1 Superbia, 1 Morningstar, 2 Nastin, 1 Tez, 2 Amdusk, and an Ukobak, along with, of course, triple banishment, the 1 Contact, and the 1 Sanctified. Now, if you don't know how the Duel Links ban list works, basically, you can't have you can't have any more than 2 limit 2 cards in your entire deck. So, for example, if I had Contact, and I'm trying to think of like another limit 2 card. There's not many that are currently seeing play. I guess this guy. I could have 1 Brave Neos and 1 Contact, but then I wouldn't be able to play Sanctified, because that would mean 3 limit 2 cards, and they're limited to 2, meaning only 2 in the deck at a time. That also means I can't play things like Monster Reborn, because Ixchel is limited. I can't play Super Polymerization, because Ixchel is limited. I can't play any other limit 2s, because this guy is limited. But, notably, I could play the limit 3s, which tends to be fairly decent. However, because of Draw Sense Spell Trap, what it does is, during your turn, if you have taken 1,000 life points of damage, which is very easy in Darklords, all of their effects basically cost 1,000 to activate, you can then draw a random spell trap from among your deck. It requires you to have 3 differently named spells and traps in your deck, and then you draw 1 at random. So, with 3 banishments, a Contact, and a Sanctified, you are most likely going to get a banishment, which is pretty nice. And if you have something like a Sanctified in your grave, or a Contact, or something like that, then you're not going to draw that one, which is pretty good. It basically guarantees that you are going to draw something useful. And yeah, it's just like necessary. There are so many dead draws in this deck, you just want to consistently see your banishment, and it's so nice. As for the rest of the deck, it's pretty self-explanatory. We're also playing 3 Nightshade as our main normal summon to go into the Condemned, and then Condemned can pitch a card, which can grab Ixchel, which could potentially search another card, and it's fine. As for the rest, this should obviously be 2 Condemned instead of the Berserker, but it's not that big of a deal. We're playing 2 Unicorn, because it's actually pretty useful. We're playing the 1 Phoenix, we're playing the 1 Brute Enforcer, and then 2 Bloom. Yeah, let's just hop into the replays and show you how this deck did. Alright, and here we are against Yami Yugi going first. Let's see what we can do. Starting off with a pretty decent hand. It's okay, it's not insane. But we did draw the Nightshade, which is more important, at least as of right now. We also drew DD Crow, which I'm just going to send to the graveyard to search out another card. With our Condemned, we search out the Ukobak. I'm going to send the Tez to the grave, and then we draw into the Banishment. Banishment, search, out the contact, bring back the Ix-Shell, contact the Tez, search out the trap card. That's the main combo. Now, we actually end, instead of ending on 2,000 life points, we now end on 3,500 life points because of Condemned, which is pretty nice. My opponent's going to set 3, and I'm just like, bro. Anyway, draw send spell trap in order to grab up the banishment, grab up contact. We're going to go Condemned, we're going to pitch a card to grab Morningstar. We're going to then activate the effect of the Tez to grab up Amdusk, and then we can go for the Condemned, banishing 2, or not go for the Condemned, but tribute summon utilizing Condemned's effect, banishing 2, and then go for Morningstar. To which my opponent will reveal Labyrinth of Klein, which is very funny, and not very good. But they're also on Gravekeepers, so this could be pretty bad for us. They're going to Destiny draw and draw into a card of their choosing, by the way. Anyway, out comes Headman, which I'm just going to promptly negate. And then they're going to activate Necro Valley, to which I'm going to activate Ix-Shell and be like, oh no! Anyway, draw the Nastin, and my opponent just concedes there, having nothing. I don't know what those other 2-stat cards were, but apparently they weren't very good. But, you know, cool, good game. Darklords, woo! Alright, here we are going second against Kite Tenjo. And, well, let's see what we can do against this. It's a pretty decent hand. My opponent's going to set it 2 and pass. And we draw into a second banishment, which is kind of funny. So we're going to go Bloom. I activate the Bloom effect. Don't do this. It just draws your opponent a card. I don't know why I have that. Why is it... It's so frustrating, because Bloom effect activates first, and then Nightshade effect activates. So... you have to click no and then yes. And you gotta remember that you click no and then yes. And you can't choose whether to click no or yes first. You just, it's automatic. I don't know if there's a setting that can change it, because I haven't heard anything. Anyway, not that big of a deal. We pitch a card, we grab up the Ix-Shell, we pitched Nastin, we go for the Ix-Shell effect to draw 2, I draw into the contact, which is pretty funny. We go for the contact, bring back the Ix-Shell, or bring back with Ix-Shell, Nastin, search out the Morningstar, which is not what I wanted to do. What I actually wanted to do was search out the Tez, and I misclicked. Not that big of a deal, though. Anyway, we grab the trap, and then we are going to gain 1,500 after dealing 16. To which my opponent will activate Xi Galaxy, which is a nightmare of text, and I'm not going to read it, but it also puts this guy, notably, in your deck. For some reason, it allows you to do this, which, this card is crazy, because of the way that these decks function. Anyway, they activated Call of the Haunted to bring back a guy, then brought back another guy, Exceed on top of that guy, in order to go into this man, which, on Exceed Summon, utilizing a Galaxy Exceed, or a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, can negate all effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field, which is fun. Obviously, I'm not going to allow that to happen. They're going to go Burst Stream of Destruction. Notably, they did not target my back row, because if they did, I immediately lose this game. But they instead targeted Ix-Shell, which is fine by me, because now I can send the Ix-Shell to the graveyard utilizing my Sanctified in order to negate the effect of the Photon, which is nice. I'm just going to walk over my guy. I'm going to protect utilizing the Tez that I searched off of Nastin, and pass the turn. I draw into Banishment again, go for the contact back the Ix-Shell. Ix-Shell effect is going to contact again into the Tez. Tez effect is going to search out the contact once again. And now we can go for the Desire, send it to the graveyard, the guy, then go for the Amdusk to grab back Sanctified, so that I can set it and pass. Yeah, this is Darklords. Yeah, Darklords. They're going to bring back the big guy, because of course they are. Anyway, they're going to then go for a Soul Flare Dragon. I'm like, that seems pretty good. So I'm going to actually negate the effect by tributing off the Desire. And then they're going to go for the Cloud Dragon attaching as material. Then go for the Cipher Blade Dragon. I'm like, oh, bro. They're going to activate the Cipher Blade Dragon targeting the Nastin. And I'm like, no, we're going to negate that. Negate the Cipher Blade. And they're going to go to battle. Walk over the Ix-Shell. I'm going to special summon back the Amdusk, because they actually walk over the Amdusk. And again, fine. Draw Send Spell Trap, draw into contact. Not great, not what I wanted, but it's fine because I already had the Morningstar, so we're going to tribute summon the Morningstar, special summon out your boy Nastin, and then mill 3 really good ones. Banishment, Sanctified, Banishment. Love to see it. So we're going to go Banishment, grab up the Amdusk here, and then we are going to go Amdusk, add up the Ukoback, and then just walk over the one guy. I could have potentially gone for something like a... I could have gone Brute Enforcer there, or something along those lines, utilizing the Morningstar to potentially deal with the Cipher Blade, but I'm like, I'd rather not. I'm almost certain this is going to be some sort of battle trap or something stupid like that. My opponent draws into Galaxy Cleric, which is going to allow them to draw 2, and I say, no, let's not do that. Let's just not. They're going to go for the Cypher Blade, popping my monster, and notably, to be honest, had they popped Amdusk, that would have been pretty scary for me, because my Draw Sense spell trap could have drawn into the trap, and then I would have been kind of out of luck. Luckily, my opponent didn't do that. Now, to be fair, I still had Amdusk to grab back the contact that was in my grave, so it's not really that big of a deal. But anyway, Draw Sense spell trap, grab up the banishment, grab contact, back the Nastin, yada yada. You've seen this. We've done this for 4 turns in a row. It's fine. Grab back the Desire off of the Amdusk. Go for the Desire, send away the big guy, and then go to battle phase. Cylinder. Yeah, sure. My opponent draws their last pathetic card, sets it, and passes. And Draw Sense spell trap. Gonna put a guy into defense position, and I will never miss this card. Never miss it. Goodbye. Anyway, I'm gonna activate the Sanctified here, just to gain additional life points. There's no real reason for this. Realistically, though, I should have actually sent away the Nastin and negated the effect of my Desire, so that Desire could have gone back into the deck, so that I could have searched it with this guy, who literally had no targets. Anyway, my opponent concedes, drawing their actual last pathetic card. And, yeah, good game, I guess. Alright, here we are going second once again against Titanium, and this one was utilizing Switcheroo with more of the battle traps and stuff like that, as you can see here, and honestly, not a big fan of it. That's why I immediately switched, basically. So we're going to go Banishment, we're going to search out the contact here, we're then going to go for our Bloom, we're going to go for Nightshade effect, link off into the Condemned, activate the Condemned effect, pitching the Tez to grab up Ixchel, then we're going to go for the contact, bringing back the Tez. Tez is going to search out, I believe, the trap, and then we're just going to set 3 and proceed to the battle phase, to the which, Wall of Disruption, and it's Gravekeeper's 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're going to gain 1,000 life points, and just, yep. Hope and pray. My opponent's going to go to the battle phase, to which I will promptly negate my own effect, and then I steal their monster because it's funny. Anyway, we draw into a Darklord, activate the draw 2, activate Switcheroo, grab Amdusk, grab up the contact, and then I link those 2 off for Brute Enforcer. I don't know why I do this, but I do. Anyway, contact back the Amdusk, contact back the Ixchel, and then just attack for 16, I guess. I don't really know what's going on. We know that this thing is over here, you know, chilling, doing stuff. I just, you know, kill him. Yeah, Gravekeepers. You know, they're there, doing stuff. I don't know how I played against 2 of them, but I did. So, you know, good game. Duel Links. It's really good. That's all. Yeah, Dark Lords are, you know, they're getting stuff. The problem is not so much that they needed something like a Condemned Dark Lord or something like that. It's the fact that, like, they need Ixchel back or Contact or something along those lines, right? Or give them the high roll with the fusion or the other trap or something along those lines. There's a lot of things that could be better for this deck. But alas, here we are, suffering, not being able to play anything, just kind of sitting here, doing nothing. Yeah, Dark Lords just, there's no real reason for them to be as limited as they are. They haven't really done anything for quite some time. And yeah, that's basically it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Duel Links, you know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.